Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Anime Gusto. In today's video, we'll find out 10 anime heroes darker than their villains. But before we begin, I'd like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Some of the best anime are the ones that give traditional protagonists a twist, with dark anti-heroes grappling with far more complicated problems than good versus evil. Sometimes these characters start out naive and are slowly transformed by a vicious world, and other times they're simply born different from the typical flawless hero. Either way, these protagonists are charming but flawed characters who draw audiences from shows like Attack on Titan or Charlotte. While the anime is also home to some of the darkest and most memorable antagonists out there, there are times when even the villains are overshadowed by these twisted heroes. These heroes show that just because they're the main character doesn't mean that they're good. Shinji Ikari, Neon Genesis Evangelion. For anyone unfamiliar with Evangelion, it would be easy to expect Shinji Ikari to be the typical, positive, and determined anime protagonist for so many Shinoen anime. Shinji turns out to be almost the opposite pole. He needs to be coerced by everyone around him to even be tempted to try and save Earth. A friendship with one of the forces that seeks to destroy humanity leaves his faith in his allies even more shaken. Emiya Kiritsugo, Fate Zero. In a magical world deeply invested with codes of honor and tradition, Emiya Kiritsugu is the only man willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals. In stark contrast to the hero he commands, Artoria Pendragon, Kiritsugu is deeply pragmatic and would never accept a fair fight if he could avoid it. Natsuki Subaru, Re:Zero, starting life in another world. Natsuki Subaru is one of the most fascinating protagonists of recent years. He embodies a normal, happy boy trapped in a magical world while showing a real and frightening reaction to the dangers it contains. It's easy to feel sorry for him because he has to watch his friends die over and over. Yato Noragami. Yato is a lesser god who's out of luck in the modern world, granting small wishes in the hopes of small offers of faith. He tells young Hiroki Iki that he's a delivery god after the girl was hit by a car trying to save him, causing his soul to detach from her body. Again, Yato does exactly what audiences would expect of a hero, agreeing to help her try to get back to normal. After asking for Hiroyi's help, the two become allies and friends. What Yato did not tell the girl is that he's an ancient god of calamity who has participated in terrible battles in the past. Despite his looks to him, Yato is far from the harmless god of luck that he tries to impersonate. Light Yagami, Death Note. When he first picks up the Death Note, Light immediately begins to imagine what he can do with his new power, which sets him apart from the typical protagonists. His rival, L, is much more suited to the role of Death Note's hero. Instead, Light becomes increasingly difficult to entrench in the battle of minds between the two. They both have moments where they're right for different reasons on the show. Light's dream of using the Death Note to kill criminals and create a perfect world already extends the idea that the ends always justify the means. As Kira's reign of terror continues, this becomes even more true as Light becomes a feared tyrant due to the power that he wields. Lelouch Lamperouge, Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. Gaining the power to command others with his Geass, Lelouch distinguishes himself from the protagonists of the anime by ordering the soldiers to commit suicide. Although Lelouch is charismatic, his increasingly brutal and manipulative actions make it difficult to see him in the role of traditional hero. Lelouch becomes particularly difficult to sustain with his ineffective leadership of the rebellion, which leads to many deaths. While he has little empathy for others and has no qualms about abusing his Geass, Lelouch appears motivated by revenge against the Holy British Emperor, who, despite being equally immoral, seems motivated to make the world better. Rintaro Okabe, Steins Gate. Stein's eccentric main science character, Gate, makes him an unusual hero, often letting his delusions of grandeur eclipse his best qualities, such as his loyalty to his friends. As he uncovers a successful time travel, Okabe is tortured by the fact that no matter how hard he tries to change the past in an attempt to achieve a bright future, he can't. However, as a true hero, Okabe remains determined, doing his best to pursue the dream of a better future, without thinking about the dark futures he leaves behind. Ultimately, all he can do is find a brighter future for himself, turning him into a much darker character than he initially appears. These interesting implications are part of what makes anime one of those shows that must be watched twice to understood. Tell us in the comment section your thoughts. That's it from today's video. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy. See you in the next video.